I've been breaking down some boards here for some more tabs for these heat covers, or these boxes for these tools. And then I've got some work to do on the building out there, the house. I want to put some trim up on the house. Well, anyway, I broke down some more of these flitches for the 2x2s for this frames that I'm making for the machinery, the shop machinery. And I got those flitches made. I got them roughed out with one good edge on them. And I want to make some trim boards for the house up there to put the siding up on it around the basement. So I've got some yellow cedar flitches here, and you can see this is what a flitch looks like here. It's just got wane on both sides. It's just flat. The board is taken right off of the log as it was cut down. There may have been another one taken off of this one, or it could have just been the whole round taken off of this one. Probably just the round taken off this one, and this was just a board salvaged out of the next cutoff instead of cutting the round off to where it'd be working. So anyway, this is how I get these down to where I can utilize them. Oh, here's my trim board here, or my guide board here. So this is what I do with these, is I just go ahead and I'll put a board on here for a straight edge like this. This one's going to be a little bit short, but it'll work. I'm using screws for these. They don't have to be in here for this. I've used clamps. Clamps work okay. Anything that doesn't interfere with the board sliding up and down on the table. So, and I just kind of pick a line that's kind of down the center, parallel with the grain, or parallel with the center line of the grain of the wood. So I'll try to do that. And then what we'll do is we'll run this through the radial arm saw, rip it down, rip this edge off of here, and then we'll have one good clean edge that then we can run up against this fence here. So this straight edge here will be put on this board and it'll be used as a fence. So it's actually a fence, and that fence guides right along the front edge of this table on the radial arm saw. So I'll bring it out, and I'll bring the saw out, and most of these you have to make the cuts on the cut end of the saw to get enough distance away from the fence to work. So we'll set that saw up there like that, and set the blade to where it'll cut. Yeah, it'll cut that wane off of there. Well, then we'll just take this board here and run it up against the front face of that table as a fence. I got a good straight edge here that I can run against this fence. This little strip will take, I stack them up over to the aside, put the other ones, and when I turn this around the cross cut, I'll just go ahead and cut this up into chunks for kindling for the stove. So this piece here, this is the log portion of it, the slab portion, and so there's nothing I can do with that piece. So I'm going to go ahead and take the circle saw and cut this off in here. So this is 5 feet here. This is 4 feet. If I cut this off somewhere in here to give me a when I break it doesn't matter which side you put this on. I just try to line it up down the center line, down the grain line. Good. This piece of yellow cedar again will go for kindling. This piece I'll set aside. Okay, now I've got a bunch of 4-foot lengths that we cut off of some flitches. They're hemlock and spruce mixed. I've got one good edge put on those. I'm going to rip them down into 2-inch wide boards, 1x2s. So the saw's set up, everything's tight on it. Got the lock down, the guards down, put the splitter down a little bit farther, and the anti-kickback pawls are tightened up on there. I'm officially done ripping wood for the time being. Now these boards, like this one here, is not a very good board. It's got some splits in it, some shake in it here. It's actually not too bad on the thickness. It's probably about the thickness I want. If I was going to use it for a finish board, I probably wouldn't use this one. And the other ones I cut, I run those through the joiner and the planer. Now these boards, because they're cut off of the outside edge of the log in particular, and they're wide boards, they have a lot of cup in them. They've been sitting drying, and I had them stickered to dry, but they still wind up getting a lot of cup in them because well, you've got more grain on one side than you do the other, so they're not VG or anything like that. So when you run them through the saw, these edges here are not going to be square, and then just the nature of the beast on the bandsaw mill, you get a lot of wave in these. Like this yellow cedar seems to be bad about it not cutting perfectly straight. The spruce is real soft and you think it'd cut good, but it's got stringy grain, but it's got big hard knots in it, and when the blade starts coming up to those knots, it wants to either dive or climb through those knots, so and the density of the wood's quite a bit different. So anyway, you wind up with wood that's not exactly perfect. Once you run it through the joiner and the planer, it comes out pretty good.